Hey you guys, I want to talk for a few minutes about Schumann's resonance because last weekend there were some major changes with it that affected everybody. And there was a lot of conjecture online in the spiritual community about what that was and what it meant. And even though my content is usually about twin flames, you guys know I also talk about ascension and everything that everyone is experiencing, twin flame or just individual light workers. Like, this is something that affects everybody, okay? And actually, probably twin flames would have felt the energetic effects even stronger because twin flames feel the energy of their twin, as well as just their gifts tend to be very strong and growing and developing, and they are very sensitive to the fluctuating energies of the planet and the people around them. So this information about Schumann's resonance is going to be very interesting to anybody who have felt any effects by it and continues to do so. And like I said, that is going to include all twin flames, whether you consciously recognize it so much or not. So first of all, what is Schumann's resonance? Schumann's resonance, I can talk. Schumann's resonance is said to be the Earth's heartbeat. It's also said to be the Earth's vibration. And it is a frequency. It's an electromagnetic frequency of the planet, okay? And it's tracked. There are, websites where you can see the data and the graph and charts showing showing the frequency, showing Schumann's resonance and how it fluctuates. And it'll look various ways. Hold on one sec. Okay, so this is Schumann's resonance from the last 3 days or so, I believe, from the 22nd to the 23rd to the 24th. Okay, and this is how the electromagnetic frequencies have varied during that time. It gives you a little bit of example of how it varies. This white section there, it's very small in there, but sometimes there will be bigger, like whiteouts, people will call it, and that's like significantly stronger energies hitting Earth. And sometimes there will be blackouts, although the blackouts usually are like completely nothing at all, nothing showing on the chart at all. But the whiteouts tend to look differently. Hold on a sec. So right here you can see part of a whiteout that was there, but you can't see the rest of it. You can't see the rest of it because instead we see a blackout here. A big blackout, but this blackout was showing something else, and this is what happened last weekend. And what it was showing, when it was showing something else for several days, and then suddenly all of that data was gone and was replaced with this blackout. So here's what it was showing. Now see how different that is? And also see how amazing it looks. Like, it's really cool, and it's very different energies from how Schumann's resonance normally looks. And this was the case. I don't know the exact days, but I want to say from about Friday to Monday or so from last weekend. Okay? So when this happened, there was tons of speculation in the spiritual community about what does this mean? What is it? What's going on? There was a lot of people, a lot of spiritualists kind of proclaiming, it's happening, New Earth is here, the event is happening, like all sorts of things like that. So the event that people refer to is a solar flash that is going to hit Earth and significantly accelerate ascension at some point in time. Lots of people speculate on when that's going to happen. I've talked to Spirit about it myself, and Spirit has told me, around when it's going to happen, although I'm not even going to say it because that doesn't matter. Like, we really shouldn't be dwelling on that too much. We should just be going about life, continuing our own journeys, and everything will happen when it's supposed to. I can tell you it's not going to happen as soon as people think it is, at least from what Spirit has told me. But anyway, so it was really bugging me, to be honest. All of the people that I saw on social media last weekend proclaiming this is it, new Earth is here, or the solar flash is happening, or something like to that effect. And they were acting as if this change is permanent now. And that implies a lot of things. It implies like the world's completely changing, because as we all know, there's a lot of people around us who are still heavily in 3D energies. Some of you are still heavily in 3D energies. And that proclamation of this being new Earth now is just, it's, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to sound rude. I can't quite think of the word that I'm trying to think of. And the only one that I can think of is a rude word, so I'm not going to say it. But basically, like, it's a false belief. It's a false belief to think that the world overnight is 100% changing to that extent. So, I do believe that this represents 5D or higher energies coming into Earth and affecting the planet. I do not believe that it means that new Earth is 100% here and that's it. Ascension's done. Anything like that. That 3D energies are completely gone now. No. But something came to me, and I actually talked to Spirit about this a few days ago before we did our workshop last week. I talked to Spirit about this to find out. I wanted to anyway. I just hadn't had time, but I wanted to talk to Spirit before the workshop. And there was something that happened in the interim as well. And what happened was that it was that chart you just saw was replaced with this blackout. And this was the new energy coming in. So all of this right here is what was this. But it disappeared. It became this blackout. And then it started tracking this new energy. Or not new energy, but the normal energy. So as soon as that happened, something immediately came to me. Because these blackouts do happen all the time. They're always temporary. And whenever there's a blackout like this, we tend to feel very significant effects physically. Like we might get really tired or have other different types of ascension symptoms in various parts of our bodies. How I feel it the most is getting very tired. Actually, it'll be either getting really tired or being completely wired, like I can't sleep. I'm just like super active. And then, like I said, other people experience other ascension symptoms too, but that's how I feel it the most, is the sleeping or being awake. And sleeping generally means like you're downloading frequencies, you're downloading downloads, as they say, just like spiritual information and insight and clarity and awareness expansion from Spirit. Okay, so what I realized when this right here was replaced with the blackout is that this is what's always happening when there's a blackout. I believe that Spirit, basically when the blackout happens, Spirit is not allowing us to see that these are the frequencies hitting the planet. So instead, we just see a blackout. But in actuality, these energies, this is what's hitting the planet during those blackouts. And Spirit basically gave us a glimpse. And it's not a coincidence that this glimpse happened on the new moon weekend in the lead up to the solstice, and also Father's Day weekend. Okay, so those are all significant here. So that was my theory, that really anytime there's a blackout in Schumann's resonance, this is the energy that we're seeing. Sorry, I can't zoom very well. This is the energy that we're seeing. And I mean, just look how a lot of people were comparing it to DNA strands. Maybe if we zoom in a little bit more, you'll be able to see that a little better. Oh, it won't let me go down then. But yeah, they were comparing it to DNA structure and all sorts of stuff like that. So yeah, I felt that that's what's hitting the planet during the blackouts, and that what happened last week, and that was that Spirit was like giving us a glimpse into seeing that now, and that Earth can't sustain it yet, but that's what is happening. Okay, I'm going to continue in a moment in the next video. Continuing about Schumann's resonance. Okay, so I did see this one post, despite all the other posts about it's happening, I did see this one post that really resonated with me, which is behind me right now. I'm going to show you. This person had shared this image from this book from the teachings of Ashayana Dean, if that's how you pronounce her name. And in her books called Voyagers, she puts this image that she says is the angelic divine blueprint. Now, see that image? Do you remember how much that looked like the image of the Schumann Resonance Energy? I'm going to bring that back up in a second, but this image that's here is, I can't scroll it over, but looks so much like that energy. Let me pull it back up. So here's the divine angelic blueprint again. Really like this side even more so. And then now, and there's the Schumann's resonance from last weekend. You see how similar is how much the same it looks? So it did resonate with me that what we were looking at was the divine angelic blueprint and that energy hitting Earth. So when I was preparing for the workshop, I asked Spirit about Schumann's resonance. And Spirit confirmed with me that I am in fact correct about my theory about the blackout, that what's really happening anytime there's a blackout in Schumann's resonance is that these energies are hitting Earth. And we just haven't been allowed to see that until now. And more than likely, the reason we haven't been allowed to see it yet is because people will jump to these conclusions and start spreading false information exactly like they just did. Now, Earth is not ready, Earth and humanity are not ready and capable yet of holding this energy permanently. But we're in the ascension process, so we'll get there. It's going to take some time. From what Spirit told me, it's going to take quite a while still, but we'll get there. So what's happening, I don't know how long it's been happening. I don't know how long ago, I guess I should say, these blackouts started happening, but every time that happens and Earth is being hit with these energies, Spirit told me, okay, so a lot of people were saying it's 5D energy. It's the frequency of 5D energy. Spirit told me, no, it's 10D energy. And that actually makes sense, considering that Spirit also confirmed that it's the divine angelic blueprint hitting Earth, and angels exist in the 10th dimension. So that makes complete sense that this is the 10th dimensional or 10D energies hitting the planet. And every time that the divine sends these I don't know if I should say 10th dimensional or 10D, but every time Spirit sends those energies to Earth, what it's doing is gradually pushing out the lower energies, gradually pushing out the 3D energies. And the reason why we feel it so much and it affects us so much is because that's what it's doing. It's pushing out those lower energies. So a lot of people will get really emotional when this happens. A lot of people were really emotional last weekend. That's because it's triggering those lower energy emotions to be released. It's like, think of it like a vice, like pushing out the lower energies. So whatever you felt, whatever physical symptoms you had, or whatever emotional feelings you had, even potentially mental, but I think it's more so emotional and physical, that was showing you something that you need to work on, that needs to be released. If you got emotional, you need to release those lower energy emotions that are pent up inside of you. If you had physical ascension symptoms, it is very possible, you need to check in with your own spirit guides on this, but it's very possible that was showing you something that you need to work on for your own body, like because your body is trying to upgrade. When these energies are hitting the planet, it's signaling our physical bodies to upgrade more, to prepare for ascension and to work through the ascension process. So it's like showing you something. So for example, for me, I had a mild headache last weekend, like the whole weekend, and that's very unlike me. Like, I almost never get headaches. So I asked Spirit what that meant, if it was showing me something, because it was during this energy, and Spirit said, you need to eat less sugar. And I was like, but I like sugar. I have a slight chocolate chip cookie addiction. But anyway, so I was like, okay. And also that I need to drink more water. So for me, like, that's what it was showing me. If you, hold on, what, I can't read and talk at the same time. If you got really tired, you were either struggling to process that high vibrational energy, or like I said before, spirit needed you to sleep in order to receive the downloads and the upgrades. But it's also like, so if anybody who channels spirit knows that when you start channeling and you start communicating with spirit, you can get it's very draining on you. You can get very tired very quickly, and it's because the frequency of spirit, like our bodies, our 3D bodies, can't handle it. So that's why it drains our energy so much. So that's another reason why you might get really tired when that happens, because it's just draining you, because it's this higher frequency energy that your body isn't used to withstanding. The more you ascend and the more your body upgrades, the easier it'll be, and you won't get as tired. Your body will be more able to withstand it. Once you get used to it, like, you'll just be more normal. And then there are some people who like start to vibrate closer and closer to those energies, and they will start to, like, I don't even know how to explain it because I don't yet, but I have heard stories of, like, they have heard celestial energies, that, like, they thought they heard angels, or they're very sensitive to it, and they feel and experience other things different from, like, the rest of us. Like, I don't even know how to describe it because I don't. But it sounds pretty cool. And it sounds like it's because they're higher in frequency and higher in vibration. So they're experiencing that. So whenever there's a blackout happening, and whenever you're experiencing these different feelings physically and emotionally, this is what is hitting the planet. It's the 10th dimensional energies. It's pushing out the lower dimensional energies, and it's showing you what you need to release and what you need to work on fixing and healing in your physical body, okay? So the other thing that was really interesting about that I wanted to comment on was I watched one video of a spiritual teacher who talked about it, and she said that she was seeing that it was reflecting the energy of Father Earth merging with the energy of Mother Earth in union. And so the Earth was coming into union. I actually channeled about this during the workshop, and I don't know if it's all going to 100% come back to me right now. But basically, she was saying that we were seeing union energies, and it was union of the planet, of Father Earth rejoining Mother Earth. And Spirit did confirm to me that that's what we were seeing. It's just not permanent yet. Like I said, the Earth can't hold it permanently yet. And so I guess it's like a continual process of apparently Father Earth and Mother Earth, like, working on their reunion. But it doesn't hold completely yet. But I thought that was really amazing. Spirit confirms that that's what union energy looks like. So understand that twin flames, as they progress down their twin flame journey, are working towards achieving those energies, and maintaining it and holding it. That's why it takes time to reach union. You don't reach union overnight, because we are slowly, as we heal, we are ascending, and our own personal vibrations and frequencies are rising, and we are reaching these higher frequencies ourselves. We're not reaching 10th dimension, but we're reaching higher, closer to 5D, 4D, and then 5D. And when we reach union, we'll be able to hold these more. Maybe not 100% of the time, because we still live on Earth. Earth is still in 3D. But yeah. So yeah, this represents the gradual process of the ascension of the planet, the union of Father Earth and Mother Earth. And it also shows us, like, this is part of what I was channeling during the workshop, that it wasn't just twin flames that were separated with the descension of Earth and with the fall of humanity and the fall of Atlantis and the fall of the planet. Earth itself was also separated from Mother Earth and Father Earth, and there's like another layer of that in the spiritual understanding of everything. I don't fully understand that, but I thought that was really interesting to see and learn about. So anyway, so that's what happened last weekend. That's the explanation of Schumann's Resonance Anomaly that Spirit told me, and that's what's happening every time there's a blackout. I think it's super interesting.